10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
A good Saturday to you. It's time once again for RFD Illinois. I'm DeLoss Yankee.
Hey, I'm Rita Frazier. I'm back to talk with you in our Happy Talk time.
We haven't Happy Talked in almost the entire week, not since Monday.
Ridiculous.
Well, where have you been?
Yeah.
Been here shouldering the load in studio while you've been on the vacation, right?
Yeah, big vacation. And thank you so much for being here.
Oh, gosh. My pleasure. Isn't that something, though? Did you ever have that where you would go to a conference?
Yes.
So now you're working way past whatever regular hours is. And when you come back, people think you're on vacation. Like, yeah. I was out of the office working harder than you were.
That's like, and as we do, and here's what's really bad. So whenever you're with a whole new group of people, you know, it's because you and I work together every day, and doing Seinfeld quotes and all that stuff is just a part of our normal day. And you don't realize how much of that stuff that you do until you're outside the office with other people. You're like,
and nobody gets you?
Yeah, you got to keep up. We got a pace here.
Let me ask you, so you were in D.C. for a few days.
Yes.
My experience has always been, it's so cool to be here, and then by the time it's the day to go home, it's like, I got to get out of this place. Yeah. Do you have the same feeling?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, great conversations, well, on the Hill and at USDA, but...
Yes.
It's an acquired taste out there.
That's a very good way to put it.
All right. Plenty to come here on a Saturday, including a look at weather, too. What in the world? Plenty of rain chances this weekend and early next week. Stay tuned. This is RFD, Illinois.
Hi, this is Sabrina Hardy, RFD Business Manager. I want to thank you for listening to the RFD Radio Network, the #1 ag radio network in Illinois. Did you know RFD Radio Network's programming is being broadcast by Rita Frazier and DeLoss Yankee with a combined 50 years of broadcasting experience? Join us daily. If you have any questions, email me at chardy@ilfb.org.
What's the excitement about buying a brand new car when you pay full price for it? County Farm Bureau members have a reason to be excited. A Farm Bureau membership gives you 2 car purchase discounts. When members buy a new Ford vehicle, they receive $500 off their purchase. And with the purchase of a qualifying Lincoln vehicle, they receive $750 off. Everyone loves a good deal, and the money saved is worth the price of our annual membership. This is just one of our 300,000 plus discounts that are always changing to fit our members' needs. Not a Farm Bureau member? Visit Illinois Farm Bureau online and join today.
Welcome back to RFD Illinois on a Saturday. I'm DeLoss Yankee. Our Washington correspondent Matt Kay joins us. And, boy, you had a little bit of a surprise late in the week. Some news that it's a new chapter to the ethanol story, isn't it?
Absolutely. This story, I think we had some hints about because of earlier discussions on the waivers, but now Reuters reported at the end of the week that court documents verify some of these suspicions, DeLoss, that EPA had eased its biofuel waiver program to help oil refiners, but more than that, did so 3 months before an August 2017 court ruling that EPA then used to justify the move to the ethanol and corn lobby. So this goes to the suspicion that there was a political calculation by the administration to help oil refiners at the expense of the ethanol industry. Again, Reuters reporting that former Administrator Scott Pruitt had eased the waivers from the renewable fuel standard, which requires blending of ethanol into gasoline, in order to benefit oil refiners, and did so before that court decision. We spoke with Renewable Fuels Association Chief Jeff Cooper, who says EPA clearly changed course on its approach to issuing these waivers, doing so before the so-called Sinclair decision. The waivers were worth hundreds of millions of dollars in savings, not just to small oil refiners, but to major oil refiners. They collapsed the price of the ethanol credits known as RINs, driving down demand for ethanol, and the industry estimated that 2.6 billion gallons of demand was lost. So there was a significant impact to the industry. Reuters reported that EPA wrote one refiner, actually wrote them in May of 4th of 2017, that the agency was going to allow the exemptions even if refiners were not significantly impaired by compliance. So obviously a bombshell disclosure here. RFA's Cooper says this has to stop. This waiver giveaway has to end, and his group is now going to demand that EPA and the administration give back all of this volume that it took away, and do so as soon as an EPA reset of the RFS expected this fall.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise when that came out late last week. Also, late last week, a letter to the White House, AFBF's president asking for some quick help.
Absolutely. We're hearing this narrative not just from farmers testifying on Capitol Hill, but from lawmakers, and it's reflected in the questions that reporters are asking on the Hill, that farmers are very concerned, some of them at the point of desperation because of their financial situation. They're concerned that the administration it has gone too far with this trade war and needs to end it yesterday. President Deval, AFB's chief, wrote to President Trump that he needs to swiftly end this trade fight. The escalating tariff war with China, on top of a 6-year downturn in farm prices, he says, has produced near unprecedented economic uncertainty and hardship. On top of that, you've got poor spring planting conditions, fear of losing markets, and general anxiety to loss in the farm community. The Farm Bureau's trade chief, Dave Salmonson, says that it may take a little bit longer, but there is still hope to get a China trade deal done. President Trump and China's Xi Jinping are expected to meet at a G20 summit in Japan at the end of June. This is not soon enough for many folks, but at least there is still hope there that the two sides will get back together after talks last week collapsed and reach some kind of a deal. It may not be a single deal. It may be one of several deals, but at least it will provide some relief and some hope for U.S. agriculture.
Quite a bit, I'd imagine they'd like to get accomplished before Memorial Day holiday. Matt, good stuff. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks a lot.
Matt Kay in D.C. on RFD. A little.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our technical skills,
our math, our engineering skills.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills.
You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
This is Let's Talk Horses on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jason Vance. Joining me is Leslie Janica, the director of the Kentucky Equine Management Internship. Leslie, give us a little bit of the history behind the internship.
Our internship program was started in the late 90s by a group of managers of major thoroughbred breeding farms here in Lexington, Kentucky. The reason they wanted to start the program was because we wanted a way to bring young people who had an interest in horses, expose them to what the thoroughbred industry is, and teach them about our sport and about our industry. Long long-term, because we're looking to recruit some young talent in to help move our industry forward, to take over the jobs in the future and kind of grow and expand our industry.
Now, about how many students do you typically have with internships each year?
We have 2 different internship sessions for students. The spring session is the breeding season, and we typically bring about 30 interns in at a time for the breeding season. And then we have a second internship, which is in our fall session, that we'll bring about 20 students in for that one. And those students work primarily in the sales and marketing side of our industry. So around 50 interns a year.
How involved in the operation do each of those sessions do?
So the interns are very much involved on the farms. So basically, they are assigned to a specific farm here in the area. So they work basically as a full-time employee on the farm. Entry level, yes. So doing some stall cleaning and hands-on work with the horses, grooming, feeding, any of that. So they're very much involved hands-on on a day-to-day basis on the farms. But as part of the internship program, all of the interns meet together at least once a week for lecture, laboratory assignments, and that sort of thing, so that we can kind of teach them, educate them about what's actually happening on the farm as it goes along. So, for instance, our first few lectures are going to be about foaling and about foal diseases, foal problems, that sort of thing, because that's what's happening on the farms at the beginning when they come in January. The foals are hitting the ground, they're being born, that sort of thing. Then we'll kind of move into nutrition and breeding and that sort of thing. So we kind of tailor the weekly lectures to go along with what's actually happening and what they're doing on the farms.
Which you accept applications from all over the country and really the world.
We have had interns from all 50 states and from 18 foreign countries so far. Typically juniors and seniors or recent college graduates. Most of them would be in college studying either equine science or animal science, but we certainly have had students that are ag business, ag engineering, ag economics, because there are jobs in all of those areas here on our farms, not just in farm management, but marketing, sales, even pasture management, all of these other jobs. So basically someone who has an interest in and some education or knowledge about horses is eligible to apply for the program.
And you were telling me that almost without fail, if you've gone through this internship program, you will find a job.
Can't guarantee that, but most of the students, we screen them pretty heavily, so we're taking the top of the top in terms of students that apply. But yes, definitely if they're good students, they're eager, they're willing, and they're very interested in the job. There's so many opportunities in our industry here for students, not just in the farms, but at the racetracks, any of the supporting businesses like feed sales, manufacturing, trucks and trailers, just so many things out there. There's so many opportunities in the thoroughbred industry, and so we're just trying to bring young people in, expose them to what we have, and then try to help them find careers in our sport, in our industry.
You basically match the students with the right form.
There is kind of an extensive application process that our application is online on our website, which is kemi.org. So we look at their application, we look at their grades in college, ask them to send in at least 3 letters of recommendation. So we have a pretty good idea of what they are interested in, what type of a student they are, what they're looking to get out of the internship. We have some students that come in that are thinking they want to be equine veterinarians. So we have some farms here that have resident veterinarians. We might put those students on farms with the resident veterinarians so they have a little bit more exposure to some of the veterinary work. Then we have others that are very strongly focused on strictly management. So, we try to match the student with the farm that we feel suits them and what their long-term goals are.
And really, a lot of the students get a chance to really see what it's all about and decide, is this for me or not?
I tell the students when they come here that within 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of the program, they will know if they want a job in the industry, because they'll figure that out, because they're working very hard, very much hands-on. They're being exposed, getting to meet a lot of people. And we do have some opportunity for them to do some job shadowing and other networking assignments. So let's say a student comes in and they're very interested in sales and marketing. So we get them set up once a month with a bloodstock agent or somebody that works for a sales company so they can do a job shadow in that area as well. So again, we're just trying to find those students, seek them out, kind of groom them, and help them find careers.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Jason.
That's Leslie Janica. She is director of the Kentucky Equine Management Internship. She's been our guest on Let's Talk Horses. Thank you so much for listening, and please tune in next time for another edition of Let's Talk Horses.
Hello, America, and welcome to the Ag Resource Livestock Market Watch. I'm Nathan Losey with Ag Resource Company in Chicago. Ag Resource offers daily market updates via email, which feature all the latest market news along with short and long-term price forecasts. Our reports feature in-depth coverage of livestock, grain, and oilseed markets, and also comprehensive farm marketing advice, so you can spend less time worrying about the markets and more time focused on your farm or ranch. Go to agresource.com where you can get your first month subscription for just $1. It was a mixed week of trade in the hog market that left CME hog futures firm for the week. Early selling in June hogs uncovered good demand that supported higher trade in the rest of the week. Intraday market volatility remains exceptionally high as the market tries to balance record large hog supplies against expectations for record large exports to China. Cash hog and pork prices were firm through the week, with end user demand in the pork market noted on corrections, which continues to support cash prices. U.S. end users remain concerned that China could show up one day and book large volumes of U.S. pork, and they continue to use breaks to extend their coverage. China, on the other hand, canceled small volumes of export sales last week, but hog inventories there continue to decline. Cattle futures were under pressure right from Monday's open and spent the entire week trading in the red. Commodity funds remain stuck with losing net long cattle positions, while cash trends were lower for the week. Beef prices remain under pressure from large weekly slaughter rates, and the week's cash market was down $3 to $4 at $117, with some sales quoted as low as $115 in the southern plains. At this point, cattle futures are very oversold and have priced in a summer cash market break that is already slightly larger than a year ago. Cattle supplies are better than last year, but the futures market is now back at fair fundamental values, and price risks to the downside are now rather minimal. But going forward, the market needs to see a surge in export demand to justify any summer beef or cattle rally. Until next time, I'm Nathan Losey, and thanks for listening this week to the AgResource Livestock Market Watch.
This is RFD Illinois on a Saturday, and we'll break now for markets and weather.
For University of Illinois Extension, I'm Todd Gleason. The weather is next.
From the State Climatologist Office for the Illinois State Water Survey at the University of Illinois' Prairie Research Institute, this is Brian Kirshner. Last weekend brought an unseasonably cold and wet weekend for many across the state. Data from the National Weather Service shows that last Sunday, the 12th, Springfield set a new record cold daily high temperature with a reading of only 50 degrees. The old record of 52 degrees was set in 1882. A welcomed, relatively drier stretch was experienced across a majority of the state this week. A break from any substantial weather system is vital for the agricultural community, as fieldwork and planning across Illinois have already seen significant and costly delays. Additionally, this gives local streams and rivers a chance to recede back below major flood stages. Statistics released from the National Center for Environmental Prediction indicate that the last 12 months, May 2018 to April 2019, was the wettest May to April interval on record for the continental United States and the third wettest for Illinois. These records include 124 years of data. Additionally, Illinois has seen consecutive months featuring above normal precipitation since December 2018. Wednesday's 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center favors slight probabilities of wetter than average conditions for northern Illinois and warmer than average conditions statewide, signaling an active, although warmer weather forecast across the state for the second half of the month. This is Brian Kirshner from the State Climatologist Office.
And I'm Todd Gleason for ULI Extension. You have a great and a very safe week.
Let's check the markets. Joe Camp at AgriVisor. 5 days in a row for corn. Pretty good week, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a week we had here, DeLoss. It started out with corn futures probing down into new contract lows. It was a really rough end of the week last week. We had tariff escalation, President Trump really taking a hard line stance against China, but some ongoing developments there we're going to keep an eye on. Ultimately speaking, though, it was a weather rally that kicked this one off. Last Monday, we had a crop progress report that showed us really far behind on planting progress. That was no surprise, but the extent of some of the delays in states like Illinois was kind of shocking, and that kicked off again a run to the upside that for corn futures put on more than 40 cents of gains for that nearby July contract. A lot of technical action to speak of that helped propel this higher, a bullish reversal, an up gap. We had a retaking of support from the 50 and 100-day moving averages for that July corn contract. So some good signs on the charts to keep an eye on. It was a different story, though, for soybeans at the end of the week, dipping sharply. What we had was some intercommodity spreading, some buying of corn and some selling of soybeans. Those strategies mostly initiated on this idea of an acres being switched back from corn to soybeans all these wet weather delays, of course, might encourage that. Also, this talk of a possible second round of tariff payments, if those are going to be biased towards soybeans like they were for the last one, well, there's going to be extra incentive to plant what you can't to corn over to soybeans, maybe even incentive not to take that prevent plant payment that we've been talking so much about. Certainly we will likely have extra prevent plant acres, so that could take some out of the mix here this year. We'll see how weather influences this market still to come.
Joe Camp at AgriVisor.
Attention, Illinois farmers. You won't want to miss this field day at SIU Carbondale University Farms. It's your chance to hear from industry experts about ongoing research and how it will benefit your farm. Join us on June 26th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with free lunch included. This is a joint effort of the SIU College of Agricultural Sciences, Illinois Nutrient Research and Education Council, and Illinois Farm Bureau. You must pre-register at IllinoisNREC.org and click on upcoming events.
Farm Week and Partners Magazine editor Chris Anderson connects rural routes for you. Chris shares her 4 decades of riding expertise by making sure each edition delivers the best information. Here's a bit about her rural roots.
I was raised on a farm in Champaign County growing corn, soybeans, popcorn, pumpkins, and poultry. My top priority is to inform, educate, and even entertain Farm Bureau members.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
As you prepare for planting season, remember your neighbors. Whether you're an applicator, grower, or beekeeper, use FieldWatch to register your farm and monitor for sensitive sites around you. FieldWatch is a free, easy-to-use online mapping tool. Consulting FieldWatch is now a requirement for the over-the-top use dicamba products. Communicating with your neighbors will help you protect your farm and the environment. Don't wait. Go online to fieldwatch.com. Growing agriculture. We grow best together.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
That'll do it for RFD Illinois on a Saturday.
Yes, and we always salute a town.
Today's town is Wolf Lake, an unincorporated community in Union County. Wolf Lake.
Hello.
Not far from Cape Girardeau.
Hello.
So that's very nice. Sponsored by Country Financial. Your farm is your family's legacy and part of your hometown heritage. While you work sun up to sundown to get the job done, we're here protecting the things you love every step of the way. Country Financial. Learn more at countrycrop.com.
For Jim Taylor, I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yonke. Have a great day.